Phones up at them.
Orderly discussions.
It's not showing up yet. Okay, so where is yours? Make sure you're back to your page. Share now. Okay.
Well, I'm back. Welcome to another episode of She Say, He Say.
Yes, I'm Shuntai Johnell, licensed professional counselor, and I have with me Johnell Allen Bay, my co-host with the most.
Hey, everyone.
Yes.
So did y'all miss us?
Yeah, we were only off a week.
Man, it seemed like 2 weeks.
Yes. And who's joining us? Melanie, you're the first online to join. So
We
welcome.
have a live audience here. Let's give them a...
Yes!
I am excited. I'm excited. First of all, I'm thankful to be here. It's been a tough week, and I survived.
Yes.
You know, y'all thought I was dead. I'm back.
Yes.
So here I go. Let's do this thing.
So for those of you who are joining us for the first time, here's how the show works. We threw out some questions.
Topics.
And topics. I'll make sure the topics, and we will discuss them. You know, people have different views.
From a she say, he say perspective.
And we may not agree, but we're having a discussion, which is fun, right? Sometimes it can be fun.
So you notice today we're in our Michigan sweats, huh? Mm-hmm. Tell them why.
So it's about being on the same team.
Hey, Rob.
When you're working with someone, or you're a couple, or even family members, it's important for you to have the same message and to be on the same team when you present yourself as one voice.
Go
right.
Blue.
So go blue. Yes. So who do we have? Yolanda. We have Robert joining us. Yes. You already said Robert?
Yes.
Okay.
Robert,
I want to make sure.
My baby Pooh Bear.
So at the beginning of the show, we always ask people, "What's in your glass?
Uh-oh.
What's in your glass?"
Let me tell y'all what we did tonight, y'all. So you know it's October, and so we brought the Apple Oktoberfest drink tonight.
Yeah.
And this is with apple cider. It's got rum as well as
that's
apple
what it was.
Crown Royal.
Oh yeah.
Now
Yeah, so it's loaded.
I'm just drinking virgin tonight, y'all. So I haven't had any.
And I had a real deal.
She got the real deal.
And it is delicious. I already tasted it. So.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm drinking a warm drink because it's warm
It is.
with a straw. Yes, I am.
I'm not certain about that, but I'm on your team. Yeah.
Yes,
So
I
we're
love
excited tonight about our show here.
Yes.
And we have some hot topics. And what's going on? First of all, we got to catch everybody up because y'all know October 16th is right around the corner.
Yes.
Y'all better get your tickets now. I don't know what's going on. I got all these tickets here. Y'all better show up. Grown folks social. Yeah, that's
Yes.
right. That's
Signature
right. Mr.
Chop
Bobby.
House.
Pull out your money there.
Yes.
We got that $30 a piece. We got two y'all for 50. Two for 50.
For couples.
Well, they ain't
Or
got to be just a
twosomes.
couple.
Or
you know.
twosomes.
Right.
Or three.
Yeah.
No,
Hey,
no,
there go
threesome.
my baby.
Yeah.
Danielle, put your, how you doing, honey? So listen, y'all make sure y'all get y'all tickets.
Yes. Get
You
your
know, 'cause
tickets.
it's going down.
It's going to be a fun event.
Tell them what we got going.
So we have a lot of things going. We have someone that's doing a reading, psychic readings. And we have someone that's doing the astrological
Yes,
readings.
composite charts.
Yes, and I have this cool lady who's doing readings with a typewriter. She
Okay.
does live poetry for individual
Hey,
people.
Natalie.
Not
Right.
live reading,
Oh, yeah.
but live poetry.
Oh, and
Do
there's
a
gonna be
typewriter.
our friend is bringing lingerie too.
Yes,
So you men out there,
Angie
make
is
sure y'all
bringing
bring
some
your
lingerie
It is
and
affordable
sweets.
prices too.
Yes, and you'll be just in time for Sweetest Day. Oh no,
And they
Sweetest
got
Day
a bunch of edibles. Is the next day.
but it's for guys, not girls. So maybe not lingerie, but yeah,
Hey, Red,
lingerie
check
because
on
it
in.
could be for
Doug, hold
him.
on.
They could wear it for him.
Okay,
or sweet as
right,
that.
right.
Yeah, so buy her some lingerie.
I'm excited because they
Yeah.
said she got a bunch of edibles. Whatever that means, she's got them.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Strawberry Delights.
Hey, Strawberry Delight. So we have Doug. Hold on.
That's right. That's right.
And I'm not
Junior.
gonna tell you, Junior. I'm not telling you what he said there.
It's okay then. He know what time it is.
Reginald McGee checking in.
Man, you got the whole government out there.
Dang.
Reginald Junior McGee.
Well, we need to make sure so people know how to reach
Right.
him.
Right.
He's been a fan of some women online, so
Right,
we want
yeah,
to make
they
sure
looking
people
for
know
him.
how to reach him.
Yeah. So what else we got going?
So that is the event that's taking place.
Okay.
October 16th.
I'm excited.
Yes. And our show On the Couch with Shuntai and Johnell launched on September 16th. So it is.
We got great reviews.
Yes, it's being viewed in several cities around
Yes.
the U.S. and we're excited about
I
it.
couldn't believe New
Yeah.
Mexico. I ain't know they like brothers in New Mexico. they loved us in New Mexico, so you know that's good.
So we've been getting a lot of hits.
Oh man, I'm
In the
excited.
D.C. area, that was over 1
Well,
million
you know that's
viewers.
Chocolate City there.
Yeah.
That's Chocolate City right
That
there.
was 1 million
I
viewers.
expected that. I expected our
On
people
there,
to
yeah.
tune in.
Yes.
And then we got a little town outside Illinois.
Aurora, is it Aurora? Not Aurora.
Peoria.
Peoria.
Yes,
Peoria.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'm excited about this thing.
So a lot of fun
Wow.
things that are happening.
It is.
Yes. So this is how the show works. We're going to throw out questions.
Yes.
I do want to say for the month of October, I am
there.
celebrating the memory of my mom. She passed away on October 5th in 2016. Her birthday is also October 12th.
Aw.
My grandchild daughter was
Right.
born October 28th. So
Aw.
it's a lot of things that happen in the month of October. But I want to be able to celebrate her memory
Hey,
as well
cuz.
as celebrate family and friends. So every week I'm going to be posting some things, and every weekend I'm going to have a celebration.
All right.
Yes.
Well, I don't know how that's outside anything you've been doing, so I thought you was about to tell us you could add something on to it. You've been celebrating your
celebrating.
mom for a while.
I
Okay.
celebrate her every day.
Hey,
but
cuz. Hey,
most of all in the
Kristen.
month of October. So
Yeah.
if y'all want to celebrate with me, let me know where y'all at, and we may just pull up.
Now, don't forget to get your tickets. Don't forget
Yes.
to get your tickets. She said,
That's
he
one of the
said,
weekends.
it's live. We're at the Signature Chop House, grown folk style, y'all. If you ain't grown, this ain't for you now.
All right.
Stay on home. Don't buy none of these tickets if you ain't grown. Because there's some grown folks things happening here.
Well,
So be careful here.
All
hey,
right.
Gigi.
Did you say Christy?
Yes.
Did you? Okay, so I want to make sure we're acknowledging everyone. Joanne
cousin.
said her anniversary is the 12th. Yes, a lot of great things happened in October.
Cause you need to
Yeah.
get on out to Signature Chop House on the 16th. Bring you and the husband on out. Y'all
Yes.
do your thing.
Okay, so
Here we
first
are.
question. You want to go to the first question?
Yes, please. Let's do
Are we
it.
ready?
Yes.
Okay, so our first question for tonight. When you find someone that you're compatible with, at what point do you discontinue entertaining others? So maybe you've been dating and then you find someone that's like y'all just gelling. So at what point do you stop entertaining anyone else that you were dating? Don't try to say something.
Well, I think I'm gonna chime in first. I believe that when you're certain that this is that person, right? When you're certain that this is the girl for you or the guy for you, whatever y'all doing, and you know that, hey, I want to get into a relationship. I believe that's the time you start cleaning your closet. You start looking at your phone and you start deleting some numbers, right?
Okay.
You start erasing some texts. You start making sure that y'all know that, hey, listen, I'm thinking about, getting involved with somebody. I found a love. So if you see me out at the club, just nod your head, but don't be acting a fool now. Because this thing is serious. I'm in love, and I want this to work. So it didn't work with you. So don't be trying to say nothing stuff here. Don't be trying to throw me
mess up
under the
your
bridge.
stuff.
Right. Don't mess up my good thing. Because I'm heading in a good direction. Don't be hating on me. It didn't work. I moved on. Bye.
Yeah,
What you
I
say?
agree with you, but I think it's important to have a conversation with the person you're dealing with to see, okay, where's this going? And if you're on the same page with it,
Right.
and you say, okay, we're going to be monogamous, at that point, then you start clearing the cell phones and stuff like that.
Right.
But it warrants a conversation, and you should have a conversation with all people involved, because if you're dating casually, even casually dating someone, they need to know, because they can come back and throw a wrench in your
Well,
plans.
sometimes you forget, you know. You
They were-
forgot about Shirley. You know, I mean, damn. You know what I'm saying? I forgot all about Shirley. Then she pop up and you like, oh, damn, okay. So sometimes, you know, you forget some people that you done ran and had an encounter with. You know, it might have been a 2-night stand. And you moved on.
So what do our audience say?
I don't know what I'm gonna say. Some of them don't move on. You can tell them, and you ain't gotta tell them. But if you tell them, they still gonna do what they gonna do. So
That's right.
you know, see, there it is. But me, I'm just locking up mine. I'm putting mine in the safe for later on down the line if it don't work out.
Oh, see?
I'm gonna tell you, I ain't just getting my shit up. I gotta be. No, I'm gonna put them in the safe. They hung up.
So
That
one
player's
of our-
card hung up and locked up.
One of our audience
But I
members
will
says
break
that
the glass.
he is
I
going
need
to
to.
take his cell phone. I guess he'll get a new one.
I give them
And take his cell phone and put it in the safe just in case.
Yeah.
So
And I want
he's
y'all to be
planning for
careful
failure.
out there with those cell phones, because you got some people who are they're techies, and they can go in there and find out what you erased, and before you know it, they done brought the stuff to surface. You're like, listen, that was 8 months ago, and you're in trouble.
Well,
So be careful.
I have a statement on that.
Okay, now.
My thing is, I think it's about communication.
Yes.
When you start off seeing someone, whether you dating them seriously or not, just seeing them, if I communicate with you, hey, you know what, we kicking it, but that's all it is for right now. I ain't trying to be serious. I ain't trying to be in no committed relationship. So they know and understand right off the bat. So if something comes along later that you do want to be serious with, then they already know, hey, what we had back then was just a thing.
Right.
We ain't serious. We already knew right up front. But now she got somebody else that she's serious or he's serious about. It's time for me to step on back and let them have their relationship. So it's about that communication up front. Let a person know up front what it is. If it's a booty call, say it's a booty call. Exactly. If it's just a friendship, say it's a friendship.
It's a friendship till you get to land that excuse me, but land
The pipe. Okay.
But then it's a booty call.
Then that's what it is.
But then them feelings get connected, and she forget all about that other stuff you done talked about.
That's about communication. You have to make sure you keep that communication open and hey.
But women get
Everyone's
that
not
it
as
is.
strong
Women
as
get
you
that
are.
reason.
right,
Marge,
that's the adult
everyone
thing
is
to do.
right. Everyone is not as strong as you. You know, I mean, you can be zapped by the love bug. You know, you could go into a situation and you're not even planning on falling in love, and the next thing you know, you caught up in this thing called love, and you know, oh my God, what I got to do? Because you're there, and what y'all did is real. You know it's real, and you're like, okay, let me get my balance right. And so trying to get your balance right, you're so mesmerized, and then before you know it, you off in there, and you be like, listen. Honey, I ain't never coming back home. You call that girl and you move on. You see what I'm saying? But sometimes I believe in love at first sight.
Okay.
I believe that. I believe that you can meet somebody and you be like, God, is this real? Because but that can happen and you be like, you know, God, this is real. Something's happened, and I know this ain't no just ordinary stuff. This is extraordinary. This happens, right?
And we do say that it has to go both ways.
I never believed I could live on first sight at first.
At first,
I didn't believe it.
Until it happened.
Until it happened to you.
Until it happened.
Yeah.
See, I love that brother.
Newlyweds.
See that?
And
I love that boy.
Because it happened to me. I dated my husband for 2 weeks, moved in 3 months later, we was engaged, 6 months later, was married. Coming on 29 years.
That's pretty crazy.
Wow.
I love that.
But it does happen, like you said, until it hits you.
Love at first sight.
Right.
That's
And
how
the
it is.
bug hits you,
That's that old.
I do not believe it at all.
It will hit you when you least.
She said that's that old.
That's that old shit. That's the new shit.
That's what I said. It don't refer that.
I know when love calls, you better answer.
Hey, they wrote a song about it. Well, here they go.
Love call.
You better answer.
All right, so we got a lot of questions to get to, so
Okay,
let's
then.
move on to our next one, y'all.
Thank you.
All right, so our next question is, what is one thing you want from a man or woman but never seem to get it?
Saturday night.
So our audience member for the past 4 weeks, well, within his relationship, he never gets to have sex on Saturday night because his woman wants to be right for church on Sunday. So there's some guilt and stuff, I guess, you know, that y'all feel. So they don't have sex. They don't have sex on Saturdays because she has to prepare. Right.
But I got second string.
So that's what he can't never seem to get, is sex on a Saturday night. Yeah.
How about yourself?
What's the trouble?
Well, I pretty much get what I want.
Okay, so you get what you want?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. What do our audience members have to say? What is something that you don't seem to get but you want?
Honesty.
Honesty.
Silence.
Yeah, that's not a good relationship then.
What's that?
If you don't have honesty.
Yeah.
Oh no, you don't. You're right.
That's not
Honesty is very important. It's at the foundation.
I'd be like, I'm see later.
I think the
I'm
only
tired
thing
of you
is
lying to me.
the only thing I like is my sandwich. I like it cut a certain way, and
You don't seem to get your sandwich cut.
that's the only thing. You know, I like to get my sandwich cut the right way. You know what I'm saying?
I like to get my coffee made.
Right. You know, I mean, come on now. You know, I ain't asking for much, but you know,
Sugars in the cream.
that's how it goes.
3 sugars,
Thanks,
3
babe.
creams, and
I say
3
silence.
sugars, 3 creams.
Silence.
Sometimes it's time to shut up.
Okay.
You don't have to say everything, and you just don't have to run your mouth all the time.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh,
So
one
you
of
looking
the
for
domestic violence
silence.
middleman.
So those of you who are online with us right now, what is it that you're not getting that
Right.
you want to get? You know what? I haven't got coffee.
You do
Like I
get
used to.
coffee.
I haven't got that for a long while. You know?
Man just had overall surgery. You talking about, wow, you should be ashamed of yourself. Wow.
Yeah.
See, you have to be careful, man. When you spoil them, if anything go wrong, they still looking for it.
Yeah.
So you can be on your deathbed, and if you ain't took care of your business, you
Where
hey,
my coffee
where
at?
my coffee at? You can't even walk.
So Sandra said trust.
Okay.
It's
So
like in the bedroom with
trust seems to be, yeah.
Can't get up. Can't get up.
Yeah,
Sandra said trust,
somebody
yeah.
said trust. Sandra said trust. So trust at the foundation of relationship
Right.
is very important.
Okay.
Yes.
One of them.
Well,
That's
where
one of
we're at, let's go to our next
That's
question.
one of
Okay.
them.
So our next question. Okay, is it true? Is it true that women cheat with men in relationships and men cheat with loudmouth single women?
I disagree with that. I disagree.
I don't know,
Okay,
man.
so let me explain this a little bit more.
Okay.
Okay, so women, when they cheat, they don't get someone that's single. Majority of them, from what I understand, they get someone that's already connected. Then they don't have to be bothered. But men mess up and cheat with women who are single, and then they want to go around and talk about them and their relationship, and then mess up
The happy
mess
home.
up a happy home.
Right.
So that's what we mean about the loud mouth,
Oh, okay.
because they're willing to share the business because they're
Well,
you know,
sometimes we
hurt.
can be a little messy.
men
You
or
know,
women.
Men can be a little bit messy in their selection of dealing with certain people,
I agree.
and so we have to be careful and try to do better as men, because you know, whatever you're doing, everybody ain't supposed to know what you're doing. You know, if you're gonna do what you do, you know, please leave the city.
Or your flint's too small.
Right.
If you creeping, You don't need no big mama talking about nothing.
That's right.
I need a nun. Shut up. Why?
See, y'all got something going. They both need silence.
Hold on, we have.
But the loudmouth ones, don't get me wrong, they are, I ain't gonna say they are bad, but some loudmouth ones are actually good. If you feel like this,
So the loudmouth ones are good.
good. They fun. They have
Okay.
fun.
Oh, okay.
But
You talking about loud in the bedroom or loud in the streets?
You just talking about loudmouth girls.
they loud, they fun.
The one that are Marge. He's talking about the ones that are dropping at the dime. Come on,
Hey,
But they are
turn
good.
it up.
But like you said, you're not supposed to tell them everything though, because you know they loud. So why don't you tell them your business, and you know they're gonna go over the streets and tell everybody, and the next person go to the next person. It's gonna get back to your man, girl, and then next you know you screwed.
So basically, it is what it is.
So how about we just not cheat?
There you go.
Right.
But this is what Natalie said, right?
Natalie says you gotta cheat with someone that has just as much to lose as you do if you're gonna do it.
Oh yeah.
that's true.
Well, I mean, I guess that's a shit. If you feel you got cheat, that would make sense. That would make sense.
That's true.
If you're gonna cheat.
See, that's why women are smarter than men. We sometimes we forget that.
Sometimes.
You get. We have to. We have to do better.
Men, you have to do better.
We got to do better, man.
So I'm just.
We can't give up a dime for a penny.
And that's a question too. Do men tend to cheat down instead of up
Yes.
more often?
But how do you define?
How do you determine? Yeah, right. How do you determine that?
Yeah, because she might not have the stature or as your woman, but she may have something that can blow your helmet off.
Oh Lord.
And you be like, okay, now, Lord, help
You can make
us.
a really long
He or she may be someone that you don't want to be in a long-term relationship with, and it's just for the now. Maybe they're maintenance, maybe they're just that one encounter,
Right.
but it's not somebody that you want long-term with.
Yeah, even the cleanup lady. You ain't trying to mess with the cleanup lady forever.
Yeah.
But let's go back to your first question too, though.
Yes, sir.
If you go have fun with that person, even if y'all both got that same thing, like, oh, this is for fun, you know, this is what we're gonna do. But the more you do it, the more
That
feelings
love,
kick in.
that
The
love
feelings
creeps
kick
in.
So we.
Next you know, then all of y'all screwed anyway.
You caught feelings.
Which goes back to trust, honesty,
Yeah.
and just don't cheat.
And how not
In the relationship,
Right.
and you don't have to worry about cheating.
Then
But you know-
my thing is here. If you feel that you have to cheat, what you need to do is go to your woman and get some wigs and put on a new outfit on her.
There you go.
And put her
Role
out there
play.
Like, hey, like,
She's
girl,
a
look
totally
at you.
different person tonight.
And that is if you want variety.
Even
if
if you
it's
gotta put a
beyond
pillow
that,
around her,
it's
her
beyond
waist.
that. You might need to just have a conversation as to what's going wrong in a relationship.
I mean,
Yeah.
ain't nobody too old to learn.
Sure,
I mean, if it's
right.
something you want done and I ain't doing it, let me know. I'll try anything once.
That's right.
Damn, that's what I'm talking about. Give me some.
I'll do it twice. I'll try it twice because I might have missed the first time. So I'll do anything twice because the first time I might have missed.
Communication. Next topic.
Don't even put the energy into cheating.
That's right.
Just don't do it.
There you go.
What's
Don't
it say?
do it. So our next question. Let's see where we at now.
Right there.
Is love all you need to sustain a relationship? Is love all you need to sustain a relationship?
No.
No. I say no. I say no.
But it does cover a multitude of sins.
Yeah.
Amen.
You
Yes,
can't
it
call
does.
consumers and tell them that you in love.
When I was younger, all it was love.
But guess
But
what?
love does not pay the
It
bills.
might not pay the bill, but you keep giving me the love, I'm gonna get another job. I gotta get another job, baby. I'm going to work
I think it
again.
depends on how old you are. But for me, it's more than just about love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it about?
It's about companionship.
Yeah.
It's about being able to enjoy one another's company.
Yeah.
It's about great sex.
Sex better
It's
be
about, because you could be in love with someone and the sex could be horrible.
Right.
I can't fall in love with nobody with no bad sex.
Right.
You know,
But
Well,
people
I mean, you have to remember there are some people who do not have sex until they're married.
and then they find out.
Bless you. Bless you.
Yeah.
Hey,
It ain't me, it ain't you, but there are some people out there that
Yeah.
I appreciate
I
that.
got the test drive for it.
As to the reason why sex therapy is very important.
That's right.
Because
You
if you're
forgot to
holding
tell them
off,
you're a sex therapist.
if you're holding off to have sex until you're married, especially if you're 20, 30 something, you may not know much about sex.
That's true.
So you may have to have somebody
know
tell
that.
you what you're experiencing or what
But
works.
I'm gonna say this here to add to
That's
that.
like hiring a new person and you molding them the way you want them to be.
I'm gonna say this here because I talk with a lot of people. I do a lot of counseling with people who've been in relationships for a long time. And when you got a woman and you molded her and she only knows you, then that's the greatest thing that she's gonna ever know. Now, once she tap into that other energy there, it changed the ball game.
Well,
And that's what changed
Now,
it.
always
And once
tap
she
into-
experienced something else, she'd be
She
like,
could
oh
watch a
God.
porn and say, huh. Oh, okay.
Listen,
That's
you-
not happening.
hold on, let me tell you
It
something.
doesn't have to be her.
You
or
can
him.
hold on.
experiencing.
Let me tell you something. You can look at the porn, but penetration and what you have in connection with your
But
mate
they don't know that.
is what
They don't know that. If they're just
that
having
other
sex.
stuff ain't gonna matter in. It's just looking at it. I seen a bird flying, but that don't mean I want to fly. But once I experience it, I want to fly.
It makes you curious.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Watching
Then that goes
something.
back to cheating.
Hold on,
They
watching
think you're
something
right,
make you
that's
curious?
cheating again.
Yeah.
Why would she
That's
have
right.
to cheat?
And she
You know
ain't
what I
got
mean?
to cheat because you don't teach her nothing but that.
Well,
this is all you need.
Women, okay, so a man cannot teach a woman what an orgasm is.
That's true. That's true.
She has
No,
to
you
learn
can't.
from talking to other women or seeing, oh, what is that what is that woman experiencing? Oh, that's what an orgasm is.
Right. Okay.
So there's certain things that they
But
may
but
be
shouldn't
like,
that be a conversation that mama having with the dog?
mamas don't have that with their daughters.
No, that's not something mamas talk about with their
I'm
daughters.
just trying to figure it out. My mama had boys.
You have to have a really certain type of relationship that you and your mom are talking about orgasms.
My
Right.
mama had boys, and she taught us, listen, there's things you need to do in order to please your woman. My dad taught the same lessons. So I thought that, because I don't know this here, because I ain't experienced this here, but I thought the woman's mother's job was to teach her daughter all the things that you're going to need to sustain a relationship, and therefore it's
Not
orgasm
always.
in that.
No, that not always.
Now, as a sex
No,
therapist, are you
no,
going to teach
that-
our babies?
What?
I'm just saying.
We have.
I'm just saying.
Janelle, I think that's the first time you got her speechless.
Ain't no baby.
Y'all said that, but
Grandbaby.
mama ain't gonna teach them how to have no orgasm. She ain't gonna teach them how to give them no blowjob either. So
Well, now, there are some, I've heard some white women, and I know one who wrote a book, and the daughters read it and said, well, we learned how to give a good blowjob from our mama's book. And her mama discussed it with them and talked to them about it.
Right.
So, that might be a little different than orgasm. So,
Yeah, it is,
Exactly.
and and
So
then
was
as young
there-
men, you gotta learn too, because men have orgasms, and they gotta learn how to have an orgasm. Just because you ejaculate, don't mean you have no orgasms, and that's one of the things in our culture we don't really understand. A man think because he done got off that he had the orgasm.
Right.
No, you have not, and you have to teach the young men what an orgasm is for a man.
and you
So
need to
that's
teach
enough.
your young men how to make sure they're pleasing their woman.
Absolutely,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
y'all want to eat it up.
That's what my dad taught me.
So yeah, it's important to have that conversation and to
Absolutely.
learn. We're never too old to learn because you could be a certain age and still not know certain things.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it's important. I think I see a Zoom class coming soon.
Up there.
Yeah.
Let's get in it.
Who wants to take a Zoom class?
Let's get in it.
About Zoom class with orgasm?
Orgasm. Zoom talking about orgasm. That's right.
Finding the elusive orgasm or how to keep it up.
There it is.
Yeah.
Tune in.
Yeah.
She knows
That's
she's a
the
sex
next
therapist.
discussion.
A
How to blow them away. Hey.
That's a good subject.
Yeah.
Blow them away.
Everybody still can't blow them away, so what's the problem?
That's what we're going to Zoom to teach them.
Yes. So the next
I'll be
question.
on there.
I'll be the manager.
Can a relationship be successful and healthy if your mate does not like or care for your parent or parents?
That'll never
Well,
work.
it depends.
Okay.
Now,
It
if you
depends.
have an issue where you and your family, your parents are not in a good place, and y'all don't
Hey,
get
something-
along, he's gonna feel that it's okay for him not to get along with them as well.
That's fair.
But if y'all got a good relationship, I'm so thankful. My mother-in-law was the best mother-in-law in the world. My mom was the best mother-in-law to my husband.
Wow, that's
So our family get along good. So I can't comment negative about that.
Anybody else?
You don't like my mom, you got to go.
I think it's important if you have
Right.
if you have a good relationship with your parent, it's important for your significant other. You don't have to love them, but you better get along with them or like them.
Get along with them.
I know.
Exactly.
Whoa,
Get
hold
along
on.
because you don't have to love everybody and like them,
Listen.
but you better respect them when you're in their presence.
All I want is that you better love who I love,
There you go.
and I'm gonna love who you love.
That's it.
That's the only way a relationship gonna work. Because if you just like my mama and don't love my mama like I love her, we can't make it. Because you got some problems there.
Right.
You got some
When
problems there.
everybody ain't gonna
Because-
love like you love, or I mean, you can't set that expectation.
Long
On
as she
someone-
loves her.
I
Long as
can't-
she loves
But,
long as she
but
loves
if
her.
it's an agape love, oh hey, yeah, exactly, agape love.
No,
Yeah.
that ain't how that's going.
The love of the Lord.
My thing is,
Love the Lord, I love
yeah,
it.
and that's cool, right? But there would be a stoppage in the relationship there because the fact that where I pour my energy into, the way I'm able to love my woman is because I know I love my mama. And therefore, I know how to treat my woman because I learned from my mom. So I know exactly where I'm at, where I stand on that. And if something's there, a flaw there, that's a red flag. That something ain't right here.
Well, as long
Because
as
I
she-
know what she is
As
about.
long as she
So-
loves your mother, but you made a comment that she likes to love your mother like you
That's
love
right.
your mother.
'Cause-
And there's a difference because I can never love your mother like you love your mother.
Exactly.
You can sure make an
I
effort
can
try.
make an effort to try. So can.
Make me feel it.
But you know, back in the day, it used
Yeah.
to be a thing where women would look at men how they were with their mothers
Absolutely.
and their sisters.
Yeah.
Because and their grandmothers, if you had love like that for your mothers and grandmothers and sisters, then we know that you will have that kind of love for us.
Right.
You already
Right.
see something.
And
That's,
Natalie says
that's another
something.
Zoom class.
Yeah.
She says
Zoom
some mother-in-law should stay in their place.
Okay, so that's a good thing. She said some mother-in-law should stay in their place.
And one thing about my mother is, if I'm wrong, she gonna call a spade a spade. It ain't gonna be. That's how you gonna love my mama. Because if I do wrong by you, she gonna say, "No, baby, you can't do that. You wrong."
Right.
So you have to respect that there.
Right.
If she's willing to put me in place, then you gotta respect that. My mother's not gonna ride with me because I'm her son. She gonna ride with me because I'm right.
Mine.
That's the difference. That's why I know who can love my mother and what she's supposed to be about. So
Yeah,
I
love
understand
She
that.
tell you when you're wrong.
Absolutely.
Yes.
They're gonna
Tell
call you on
Hem
it.
you up and let
And
you know
let
that
you
you're
know,
wrong.
dog, boy, you can't.
You
Doc, you can't be cheating on that girl, boy.
What you say?
Around here with that mess.
You better go
And
somewhere.
she ain't gonna let you bring no girl over there. Boy, you better get that girl away from here. Before I call Shuntai or Johnell.
Shuntai Johnell.
But a lot of people, and this another, to pivot off of that also, is people with children. You know, when you're in a relationship, you want your spouse, if you have children, that they might not be theirs, you want them to put the effort and love that child like they love you.
I agree with you.
That's important. You know, I'm going to love your children like I love you. I'm not going to look at my son and do something and then look at yours and not do nothing.
Right.
That ain't how that works.
It's a package.
Y'all all together. And remember that, because it's a package.
Don't let me catch you mistreat mine.
Right. Well, that's a different story there. We'll get on that subject another time.
So So, our next question. Who handles... Oh, yeah, I was going a little bit too far. What's too young or old to date?
Huh.
And is it the same?
Put it in context.
Okay, is it what's too young or old? So you're in a relationship. Maybe you're in your 60s. Okay, let's say my daddy.
You're wrong, Crystal.
My daddy, Charles Ray, with this almost 70-year-old self, decides to date a 30-year-old woman. Would I have an issue with that?
Yeah.
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
I would have an issue with Charles
Now
Ray.
there's a rule.
Well,
There's a rule.
Daddy got his groove back.
But listen, but there's a rule that says this here, y'all. The rule is this here. You can't date nobody that's younger than your children.
that should
Or
be
your
a
grandchildren.
Rule. That should be a rule.
Yeah, that's a rule.
There's some who has done
Now
that.
you can't be the, you know, hey, come on. I'm just saying, you know,
Like written on his chest or
I
something.
can't
Oh,
get
my
my
child is
babies
your
is
age.
32. I can't have nobody under
Read the
32.
fine print.
So you wouldn't date a 30-something?
No, she got to be about 48.
Okay. That's a very specific
So
age.
she's 47, she ain't got no chance.
You got nothing.
What if she's 47 years last year?
Yeah, she could have did it
Nobody
then.
5 years older than me. I can't get nobody taller than me. I can't get nobody.
Well, you're a tall man.
Yeah, so it's weird. If I got to tell my taller than you a hug, I can't do that. I got this shit with that.
So you wouldn't date anyone taller than you
No.
or 5 years older?
Yeah, can't do it.
All right.
I ain't discriminating on
Or younger.
Can't do it.
Okay, so it's a specific age range.
I don't have any problem about nobody taller or 5 years older. I'd be kind of worried if you 5 years older than me, but I'm okay.
What would you worry about?
A lot of, she could be heading in that direction.
Okay.
What direction might that be?
Where the flashes last forever, and it's time to end.
Sometimes things happen.
They last forever. not no certain time, forever.
Well,
5 years old, me is 60 something.
eventually they end.
60 something.
Yeah, I couldn't date anyone. I couldn't date, my oldest son is 30.
Right,
So I couldn't date anyone in their 30s.
right.
I couldn't do that.
So do you card them?
No, I don't card them.
Okay. 'Cause I'm just saying,
Daddy.
if you meet, young buck pulled up on you, you're like,
It's like you know when someone's young.
Yeah.
Young shows up.
It does.
It shows up, doesn't it? Young shows up.
Yeah. I think you're right.
But I think men are more likely to date women very young.
Not very young, please.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
men tend to date women much younger than women tend to date younger men. I mean, y'all don't go younger.
Y'all cool
It
with
depends on how old you are.
Don't forget them cool.
You need help. When you're an old man, you need some help. You can't, a woman your age can't pick me up. I need 48.
Hey, them young
48.
people y'all run for that money.
But some of us older ones that are not prime, we already know some things, and them young girls don't know.
You
I'm
right.
just letting you know, because I still at 57 can drop it like it's hot.
But that's young. That's young. That's young. That's still young. Now, whenever you can get that Social Security, that's different. When you drop it at SSI, that's
I
different.
do believe that it depends on the maturity of the woman.
Right, it
Because
does.
when we go back to women tend to mature faster than men and stay
Absolutely.
mature.
They do.
And men take a while.
They do. Yeah.
So you could date someone that's 40.
Plus 8.
I would date somebody at 40.
40 plus 8. Now, in the Holy Quran of Mecca, right, it says Prophet Muhammad teaches that half your age, right, plus 7 is what, that's how you mature with a woman. So that's
that
what they
means that you
teach.
could date somebody in their 30s then.
Yeah, but that don't apply to me because I've had some experience and encounters in life. That's if you ain't got none. Okay, you going in, both of y'all on 0. No, you're virgins. Nobody know nothing.
Okay.
And when you know something, it changes.
That's my first time seeing Mondo speechless.
I ain't scared. I'm taking my time when they look. Hold on.
That's right, Dad.
Not me.
Okay, now here you go.
I would date somebody 40. Me, cause dating, I don't date. I just mess around when I feel like I want to do what I want to do.
So you don't date, you mess around.
Man, I ain't looking for no relationship.
He let you know up front.
And I do that. I let them know up front, and I tell my
So
computer I got a woman.
messing
I tell
around
them I
means
got a
you're
woman.
not spending no money. Dating is that you're spending money. Messing around, you're
Spend
not.
some money on
He'll
me.
spend an oxtail.
Spend some money on me.
He will buy dinner.
We gonna bring the food.
Oh, he'll buy dinner, lamb chop dinner.
Cause he gonna want to eat.
I buy a meal, but my thing where I man on you to shit. Treat me, shit.
No, that's true.
Treat me, shit.
That's true.
You got women go to the bar, the club, and don't bring no money, but they gonna have more drinks than you got money.
Then they may
They
be
got a
smart.
plan, they walk in.
That's my whole point.
That's their whole plan.
That's my whole point.
They may be very smart.
It was a chick trying to give me the
Or
damn
we live
chicken
in a
rules.
society
Yeah.
who is tainted.
I ain't tell him to buy you no damn drink. She gonna buy her and her friend a drink. I ain't tell you I'm buy you and your friend a drink. She,
So
you
she's
better
gonna
go.
move on to the next
You
one.
better go on to the next one because I ain't buying you one.
And my dough ain't it.
Cause
Right.
I ain't boo boo the food. It ain't stamped on my head.
Okay, so let's get to our next question. We got 2 more to go before we wrap up tonight. So, not questions, topics.
Yes.
You forgot the correct one.
That's okay.
So, who handles guilt better, men or women? And who's better at forgiving or forgetting, men or women?
Okay. So as a man, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna admit,
I don't forget.
we're not good at guilt. We will spill the beans as a man.
Eventually.
We're not good as you guys.
After you
which are
flash a
girls.
light in front of them
We're not.
and they're sweating,
No,
it's like,
I mean, because first of all, women are smooth. Women are smoother because you can ask your woman, "Hey, where you been?" She's like, "Guess what? Guess what?" She automatically got the place. You say, "Where you been?" "Oh, I was over at Angie's house." The man come in, you ask him what it is. He
I disagree.
okay.
Oh!
There it is. I'm here.
Our audience member,
I
Jay.
don't want you to sleep on the couch tonight.
No. He good. Yeah.
I'm just saying in general, like, yes, females are smart. They are smart when it comes to stuff like that. But you do have them type of guys that do think ahead. And will.
I'm one of them brothers. You ain't gonna never
But
think
they
that.
can think ahead. And you would think, oh, no, you out there doing nothing. No, I will make you believe that I'm not doing nothing. And you will believe it. Just because how smooth a person is.
But what we said, but it's about the guilt. Guilt eats at us different.
You right.
That's what I'm
So
stating.
guilt eats at
Guilt
men
eats at men
differently.
different than it eats at a woman. Because a woman, in her mind, she's quick to justify. That motherfucker ain't did nothing. And there it is. You see what I'm saying? She's already made her mind, and you did this, and he didn't call me a night. You see what I'm saying? So they're justified. We carry guilt different. We're like, man, I got a good woman. I know I ain't gonna be doing this. Baby, I'm sorry. Then we give it up.
Do they really come out and say it though? Or
Oh.
do this when you get caught
I
up?
disagree with
That
them.
They really say it. Right, but that's the guilt. That's the guilt. We wear the guilt on our faces. We don't get away. A woman can, listen, you can be talking to her and she guilty as hell. She's like, Lord have mercy. Yeah, boy, what you talking about? It don't make no sense.
So what about
And we-
forgetting and forgiving?
Now, women are better at that.
Women are better. They don't forget, but we forget. We don't forget.
Y'all
but
forgive.
We do forgive.
Y'all forgive.
But I think women forgive too soon now.
But men, we don't. And we don't. We all right, listen. We quick to forgive you.
But then half the time we forgive.
But it
just
takes
let
a
them
minute.
know that for right now. But in the back of our mind, we still.
Y'all don't forget. Right.
Right? Because let you be
Mara, you don't forget.
let you be triggered by something.
And there it
It's
is.
like there it is. It's like PTSD.
There it is. There.
One more time.
And that's the difference from us. Right. And that's how, and that's how they get you. That's how y'all get us.
It comes down to that relationship. No, I can't be in a relationship with somebody asking me where I've been, who I've been with, what time I come home. Well, if you either trust me or you don't. And it's
Right.
simple as that.
That's a crazy ass brother and a crazy ass woman. Either way it go.
Right.
Don't question me.
I'm not getting into that deep. I'm just talking about stuff like he forgot to call you and let you know he's gonna be late. Now, she'd be like, it's hard for her to forget. Now, guess what? You said to the guy, baby, I'm sorry. Oh, shit, don't worry about it. But that woman, she gonna still like, okay, then, he was late. Then anything to trigger. See, you was late when I told you. You do this 3 times you've done this. You like, you take account.
Let me go to the secret scoreboard.
I mean, right? So that means she ain't forgot. She ain't forgot nothing.
That means that she didn't truly forgive.
Hey, right, but I can't
That's
remember.
what it means. Because what happens is people feel like they have to forgive immediately after something happened and you have a conversation.
Right.
And that's not necessarily true. Forgiveness is a process and it takes time.
Right.
So to say you forgive somebody, you shouldn't do it just to stop a disagreement.
I absolutely agree with you.
Right.
Yeah.
But
that disagreement should be settled first.
But there's small things, and that's what I'm alluding to. There's some small things that we do. You know what I'm saying? Which is like if we're supposed to be, you know, the last person that gets out the bed is supposed to make the bed up. And you come in and the bed ain't made up. And you be like, okay, so you the last one in the bed, you ain't making the bed up?
I'm gonna tell you, a good relationship will go a long ways if all of y'all drop all of that craziness. I don't care if my husband leave the toilet seat up. Damn it, if I go to the bathroom, I leave it down. He gotta lift it up. If the toilet paper ain't turned a certain way, oh well, who cares? He gets out the bed.
Let's go back. Let's go back to the thing with the toilet seat because that's very important. I raised 3 sons and I fell in a couple of times in the middle of the night, and that's not a fun thing to have your ass wet.
Before you go to sit down, then it's down.
Sometimes you're just too sleepy. You just go, you sit, you expect it to be down, and it's not down, and you fall in.
But I'm just saying, there are so many little things.
But listen what Lynn said.
Just out of experience of 29 years of being married, there's just so many little things that is so minute that it doesn't even matter to be brought up.
Right.
So Lynn says, if that happens, it's hard to build trust with him. If he says he's going to do something, he should do it or don't make promises. Christy says, sometimes you are genuinely worried, so you have to know where they are.
Now, can I say this here? Now, when you say promises, that's a little bit different than you saying, I'll call you at 1 o'clock.
Right.
Now, if I say, I promise you I'll call at 1 o'clock, then there's a promise that's being broken. That's a whole different category, I believe.
But you can promise to put the seat down.
Okay, but guess what? Then you have to honor that.
Right.
But if you didn't say, oh, I promise, I think that's a whole different category. Yeah, you don't be holding me to a standard when I can forget I'm human.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm human. And so some stuff can happen, you know. It might be, you know, your mother's birthday. And I'm like, oh, man, I forgot it was her mother's birthday. So at the last minute, you got to go out and grab something, you know, and now she going to hold you that stuff. Well, how could you, how dare you forgot my mother? Like, man, I'm human. Sometimes I make mistakes.
Why didn't you remind you?
If it's your husband and you know he forgetful, you got to remember that.
There you go. Why didn't you remind you?
Don't forget my birthday.
That's what I said.
But hold on.
Those little things, it don't matter.
But let me explain something to you. Once a man is classified as having a great memory, he can never forget nothing then.
Exactly.
You're held to that standard for the rest of your life.
How the heck you
can have Alzheimer's and still be held to that standard. So,
how can you remember people's birthdays? And you can remember birthdays, you can remember statistics for football games, basketball games, but then you forgot what you ate yesterday.
and sometimes it happens.
We're
Sean
human.
Breeze say, if you say it, I expect you to do what you say. That's right. Don't look. I mean, listen, I'm just saying, I'm not trying to give no justification for people coming up short, but listen, life is life.
If somebody say I'm like Sonya Breed. If somebody say you gonna do something, okay, then I'm expecting you to do that.
Right.
So yes, I understand that.
Well,
especially if it's something that's important. But if you just say you're going to do this after I got from work, we're gonna go to the store with it, and it's very minute, nothing, something that's detrimental to me, I don't have no problem with it.
Okay,
but I love the category you put.
So let's go back.
You told me a banana pudding gonna happen on Thursday.
I want my banana pudding.
And all of a sudden I come in the house and there ain't no banana pudding.
Okay, so let's go back.
And you talking about when I was tired.
Let's go back back to this. When you look at relationships and somebody saying they're going someplace and then they go somewhere else, that's all fine and dandy until we had a situation where a couple, the man said that he was going somewhere, and then her friend seen him coming out of a hotel room.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh, that's bad. Right
But he was not doing anything wrong. He was visiting a relative that had just came in town because of an issue they were having. But that gave another interpretation because the wife didn't know. Only thing she knew was that her husband left the house and said, I'm going this place. And then something else happened.
Well, if he left and then said he was going to this place and ended up at the hotel to go visit a family member that just came in town, then send me a text or call me and be like, hey, babe, I'm sorry, I couldn't make it this way, but I'm going over to check this.
You just talked about not having to talk about where you're at. But there's situations that fall in the gray area.
There's a certain thing. There's a certain
That
thing about
motel
that.
means something.
Right. Well, because there's times I go somewhere, like last night I was going to one spot. And I called my husband because when I got there, the place was crowded. And I said, I'm going to go to Sake Bottom or somewhere and have a drink. I called my husband. I'm like, all right, I'm not at this place now because I couldn't get in. It's like an hour and a half wait. I'm going to Sake Bottom and have a drink. It's not telling him where I am. That's because it's nighttime. If anything was to happen at the place he thought I was at, he's going to be concerned that I'm there. I'm just calling it out of respect to let him know where I am just in case anything happened. He know where to find me.
So, out of respect, you should tell your significant other when plans change.
Yes. Out of respect, especially if you're out and about and doing something.
Now, I agree with you, but when it's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon and you're doing something and all of a sudden something else occurs, I mean, and you just go take care of that real quick and move on.
Right.
I mean, come on now. Now y'all in a whole different situation.
It's called stay in your own lane, because that friend should have kept her mouth quiet. You don't know what the hell.
I'm not mad at the friend.
Mind your business.
I ain't mad at the friend. I'm not mad at the friend because you're supposed to do what you do. Whatever that y'all got, that's what you do. I ain't mad at the friend. What I have to do is make sure that me and my mate got an understanding that, hey, you can trust me. I'm your dude.
That's it.
If I'm your dude, you can trust me. Because no matter what it looks like,
that's true.
Don't mean that's what it is.
Right. So even though I'm coming out this hotel room, it's not what it is.
Right.
Because
then I'm going to go take you here you go. It's up.
Even though in that situation, he never explained to the wife that he was even at the hotel room.
Right.
That was the problem.
Right.
In that relationship. He never even mentioned it until
because he wasn't thinking like that.
Yeah.
Because if something's minute, men, right? We don't take everything as a 10. Everything's not a 10 for a man.
See, this is what men and women differ
and that's
from.
where we differ.
Because in that situation, it was not minute because
it
the relative was in a domestic situation.
Right. So
That's
you get beat
significant.
down.
That's significant. So why wouldn't you tell your significant other about it?
Well,
that's not insignificant.
You're right.
Yeah.
No, but it's a lot of factors to it too.
Yeah.
So
you
I
have to
understand
pick your
that.
battles. You have to be able to differentiate between
and Kristen, you're right. It's
necessary
consideration.
right now, or can it wait till later?
That's what trust comes in.
That's the thing.
Like you said, trust.
Even though the
Trust.
I agree, Sonia.
Right.
Sonia said always say where you're going in case of an emergency.
There you go.
It's too much happening these days.
Thank
And
you.
I agree with that. Yes.
I agree.
I would say, even though if the friend did come and tell you prematurely, and then the husband maybe later on came home at night and said, hey, guess what I had to go do today? So it's like you gotta wait for, sometimes it's timing.
Absolutely.
You know, because
Absolutely.
the friend could have just jumped to conclusions.
Right.
Or could have been lesson.
And then you got to be careful because some of our women can be wilder. They're a quick draw, And so if she's a quick draw, she might not give you the opportunity to wait.
But then you have to depend on whether or not that friend is somebody that's close and is looking out for your well-being, or is somebody that y'all associate together and not really, because that friend word is so loosely used. Or is it an associate who you see every now and then and she wants to call you, girl, I just saw Johnell coming out the hotel.
Okay.
You ain't talked to her in 3 months. Then she gonna call and tell you what. You know what I mean? So you have to be able to understand that goes back to that trust.
Right.
And it goes back to a question we asked before. If you've seen a relative or friend, significant other, doing something they're not supposed to do, Do you share the information or hold it close to your chest?
Well, I'm gonna check the person.
There it is.
That's where I'm at. I'm like, look, this is, Mondo, doggone well, you got that wife sitting up in there at the house. What you doing out here like this, man? This ain't a good look.
Right.
Because if somebody seen her, they may think that I'm condoning that behavior. I don't want to be seen to say I'm condoning something that's negative.
Sure.
Because then what it does is make my relationship look like it's suspicious. Right? So you try to say, okay, look, let's play this like this here. Dude, if you got to do that, man, you wrong. I'm out.
So it goes back to this.
That's why you do your dirt.
If you're on the same team, there's a such thing as a playbook. What the fuck is a playbook?
Oh, I know.
It gives you directions on what you should or should not do on the field or on the basketball court or whatever. This is a Zoom class.
She giving a quickie.
Right.
So the playbook is directions to what you need to do in order to be successful,
Right, absolutely.
in order to win.
Yeah,
And if you go outside this playbook, then the team needs to know.
right. We need a huddle.
The team.
I
And
brought it
a
back
timeout.
to the team.
Right, because it's about a team.
Yes.
Yeah, it's about a team.
And it's all and when you say trust is important. Do you have to account for all your moves? No, because you're a grown ass woman or man.
Yeah, come on.
But the significant moves you do need to account for.
And therefore, you need to define in your relationship those significant moves. Because it's important that y'all establish boundaries.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times we go in there and expecting that, okay,
Mind reading.
I can do this here. And all of a sudden you be like, oh, no, you can't. You be like, what? I didn't know.
That's that mind reading and
You know what I'm
fortune
saying?
telling. You
right.
can't predict the
Right,
future.
so you need to sit down and say, look, there's our boundaries
And
here.
you don't know what another person is thinking. So stop assuming.
Right.
Y'all need to sit up
You know
and
what they say,
establish
you
boundaries.
You make an ass out of you. And y'all need to start talking like, look, this is what y'all need to do. Hey, listen,
You gotta have this conversation.
you gotta have a conversation. And
Communicate,
even with your woman,
trust.
you gotta say, look, babe,
gotta
if you find yourself in a predicament, I need to know what's up, because I need a heads up.
Right.
Because nobody wants nobody calling them, telling them no garbage about their mate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you always want to be the one that's up on what's happening.
Right.
You don't want to receive a call, somebody say, well, Shuntai, I caught her at the soggy bottom and she was underneath the table. You be like, what?
There's some stuff.
You be like, hold on now. So if y'all comfortable enough, she was probably dropped her keys.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if you're not, then you're thinking there are all kind of stuff. And in a relationship, you can't overthink. You got to communicate and be loyal.
You have to also not give them something to overthink about. So if you fucked up along the way,
That can happen.
it could trigger.
Yeah. And
If
you know
fucked
women
up
are
more
easily
than
triggered
one
than
time
men.
along the way, because sometimes women are too forgiving.
Yeah.
And they accept things over and over again.
And
If you don't take care of your shit,
Right.
shit will happen.
And I'm gonna tell you something. As men,
Literally.
we got to always do the things that we know is right, because you can't never go wrong by doing what's right.
Exactly. So
Once again, we had a beautiful show. Look at you.
look at
You
you.
carried me through.
Look at you.
Yeah.
You did a good job.
Thank you.
Johnny.
I didn't know I could do
Under
it.
pressure, he made the day.
Yes.
And
Praise
thank
God.
you for tuning in.
Thank y'all for y'all prayers out there. Thank you for the thoughts and prayers. I appreciate everybody. Your great energy. And once again, what we got? We peace. Show them your peace.
Peace.
Peace, y'all.
She say, he say.
That's it. Once again.
Hashtag she say, he say.
That's right.
Yes.
All right.
Shuntai Johnell. Y'all have to see our assistant here. Assistant. His hair cut. Look at him. Y'all can't see him now.
Executive.
He got his earring in his ear.
Hey, there's another guy with some curly hair, and they're going to have a contest. See whose hair better.
Yeah. If you want to be in the audience, give us a shout, okay?
That's right.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.